So it's cast time, and that means that it's time to apply for visa. In this video, I'll be sharing steps and things that you need to do to ensure that you have a successful UK student visa application. So now if you want to know what you need to do at what time and what you need to avoid while doing the steps for the visa application, then please keep on watching.
Everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Cause you know I get it, not the night when you bad on. I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky on, get that freaky I'm getting freaky, get it right.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi, aka Petite Diva, and I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also Development Solutions Scholarship Award winner. In this educational series, I talk about the UK admission process, I talk about the UK student visa application process. I also talk about tips and tricks on how to enjoy your stay in the UK as an international student. And I also talk about tips and tricks on how to earn more money as an international student. So if you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, before we continue with this video, I just want to remind you that I offer some UK educational services. Presently, I only have one service I'm offering, and that is the UK admission package. Now, this UK admission package is only one, and it costs some money. It's not free, and it's a multiple application package. Now, my admission package comprises of me curating courses that best fit you, also writing the SOP for those courses, also writing an academic CV to help boost your chances of getting an offer, and then applying for those courses. Now, this application package, because we are getting towards the end of the September application process, I know some people will still want to apply for September, even though I personally feel that it might be too late, which is why I decided to do a mix. So now you have me applying for some September courses and then some January courses, because I know sometimes even though the application process for some September courses might still be open, by the time they start processing the cards and everything, they might realize that there is no space anymore, and then the application might not be successful. So for me, I decided after comparing things and then based on experience to offer a mixed. So I'll be applying for some September courses and some January courses. By the time the application process is finally closed, I would then reintroduce my SOP service alone and my academic CV writing service alone, and then reintroduce the other UK admission package that I have. So if you want to use my mixed application service right now, please send me a mail. If you're sending me a mail, please send me all your documents. If all your documents are not complete, please don't send me a mail, because right now, if your documents are not complete, you are just wasting your time. You can wait till later, then approach me for the January application package. But if you're interested in applying for some September courses and January courses, please make sure that all your documents are complete. Now, previously, I didn't want to offer this mixed application service, but a lot of people have been coming to meet me and they're like, okay, the best way I can do it so that I'm not disappointing anybody is to do this. That's the mixed application process. So if you want to use my admission package service, please check the description box for my email address and send me a mail. Please, when sending me the mail, send me all your documents. You could also join my Telegram group. The Telegram group is where it is. You get real-time information about things that are happening concerning UK education, schools, school fees, and the rest. So if you have questions, you can get answers from me or from other people. Now, when you enter the group, I would restrict you for a couple of days so that you can catch up with the information that has been shared in the group. You are supposed to read the pinned messages, watch the videos that have been posted in the group, and also read previous comments made by people so that you can catch up with the group. After the restriction has been removed, you can send me a private message if you want to use my services. So with all that said, let's get into this video. Now it is CAS time, so it's time to apply for visa. But you don't just go and apply for visa like that. There's some things you have to do before you can apply for visa, and there's some things that you have to note when doing those things. Now, if you are a citizen of a country where TB is endemic, you'll be expected to do a TB test. So that's the first thing you need to do, because you are expected to upload the TB test for the visa application. So you cannot just go straight and go and do visa application, because if the TB test is not there, the chances of you getting a rejection is high, or you'll be sent a not straightforward mail and be asked where is the TB test result. Now for the TB test, it's not a test that you just walk up to any hospital and say I want to do TB test for visa application. There are some specified TB test centers in Nigeria. Now previously there were only two, one in Lagos, Nigeria, and one in Abuja, and that is the IOM Center. That's the International Organization for Migration Centers. Last year the UK government added some other centers because the IOM centers were really getting overwhelmed with the amount of people that were coming to do the test. So they added some centers, but those centers are only in Lagos. They added about 4. So now in Lagos you have about 5 or so, and in Abuja you have only 1. So if you don't live in Lagos or Abuja, you have to travel to those places. Now you don't just travel and then get to the gate and say I want to do the test. You have to book beforehand. Now for IOM, I'm going to list some of the things that you need to know when booking your test. Now for the IOM and I think other test centers, you need your international passport to book. Now you might not have a new passport, you can use an old one to book, but by the time you are going to do the test, your new one must be ready. You cannot use the old one. If you are not a student that has been awarded some of this government-based scholarship, and I mean UK or EU government scholarship like Chevening, Commonwealth, please, when you are trying to book on the IOM website, because you book on the IOM website, you book online, when you are trying to book, you will see a section where it will say what type of student. So you are supposed to indicate student without scholarship. Even if you are given a scholarship from your school, now if you have dependents, you will see the amount of dependents. They tell you how many are you coming with, blah blah blah. You will indicate. So if you are 3, if you have 3 dependents plus you will be 4, because you're going to fill their information. So your dependents also need international passport to book, but you are the main applicant. You will definitely see as you're going along how to input your dependents information. Another thing is that you'll be asked to put your home address, that's your country address, and also UK address. Now you don't have to put a place where you're staying. You can use your school's address. You'll also be asked for a phone number for the UK, a UK phone number. You can put your school's phone number. Just check your website, the school website, the school that you've settled with. Check the website, you see the address, you see the postcode. You don't need to pay while booking. It is free. Some days before the appointment date, you'll be sent a reminder email and with all the details for payment. So there you can pay. You need to show proof of payment when you get to the gate. So you don't have to pay when you are booking, because it's free to book. But when getting close to your date, you need to pay, and then you need to show proof of payment when you get to the gate. There are different times for the appointment on the website for each day. So when you choose a particular time, please try to get there early, because if you get there late, anything you see, the centers are always packed full. So you need to be there early, because I think they give tally whatever, so you get a number at the gate. They also check, oh, are you 7:30, are you 9:30, are you 11:30? So try to get there as early as you can. Even if you are 11:30, if you can get there 7, no problem, you just wait if they don't allow you to enter. It's better than getting there late. It takes between a few hours to about 24 hours to get your result for the IUM centers. I don't know about the other centers, but it takes about a few hours to 24 hours. It depends on when the test is done. If the test is done early in the day, you might be told to just come back around 3 or something, but if it's done towards the end of the closing time, you might be told to come the next day. So it doesn't take like a week. Another thing that I talked about is the fact that sometimes some people would end up with abnormal test results. That if you watch my last video, you understand what I'm talking about. So if your test is abnormal, you will be told to do another test, which will take about 10 weeks before the results we have. That if they notice that you have TB, after the 10 weeks, they are going to tell you to go for treatment. So you will not be able to proceed to the visa application process because you have TB, and they cannot take that risk of you entering into the UK with the TB bacteria, because you know that TB is contagious. So you'll be told to go for treatment, and treatment treatment for TB takes about between 3 months, usually 6 months. Let me just be frank, 6 months, because there's a 2 months phase, there's a 4 months phase. So it means that if you end up showing that you have TB, you will not be able to go for that section. You would have to wait till a year before you can apply for visa, or 6 months, most likely a year. The price for the TB test varies depending on the center. Now for the IOM centers, the price at the Abuja center and the Lagos center is the same. Now for the other designated test centers, the prices are different from IOM. So you need to check the UK government website where they listed all the designated test center, and then you then call them, because things used to change. This month it might be the same, that next month it might change. So you need to call them first to know the price of the test. I cannot give you a definite price right now because anything can happen in the next 2 weeks. So you need to first confirm from your test center how much the test costs. This is the most important thing. The TB test is valid for only 6 months. It's not valid for 12 months. It's valid for 6 months, and it must be valid at the point of entry, which means that your TB test must still be valid by the time you enter the UK. So if you are going to do the test in April, you know that it's going to be valid till October. So if you're entering in August, it's still valid. If you're entering in September, it's still valid. Depending on the time you do it in April and depending on the time in October, it might still be valid. So if you do the test April 4th and you decide to go to the UK October 15th, it's not valid because that's more than 6 months. Even though April to October might be 6 months, but the fact that April 4 to October 10 is more than 6 months. It's 6 months plus some days. So please note that, so that you don't have issues. So after that, our TB test has been settled, the next thing is to go to POF. Now I have a whole video on how to calculate your POF. Your POF is supposed to be your statement of account, where you show that you have the funds for your remaining tuition fee after you've paid your deposit fee for CAS and 9 months of maintenance fee. Now for the maintenance fee, you have different amounts for the location of your school. So if your school is located in London, the amount is different from those that their school are located outside London. Even if you are living outside London and you are going to a school in London, they will expect you to have the maintenance fee for those that are living in London. So the maintenance fee is not based on where you are staying. It's based on your school, where your school is domiciled in. So because I've had somebody ask that question, so please note that the amount required for maintenance for those in London is much higher than that required for those that are outside London. Now, that video, I'm going to leave the link in the description box or in the comment section. Go and watch it. It will show you how to calculate it. It will show the tips and tricks that you need to do to avoid having issues. It's not just having statement of account or putting the money there. It's making sure that you don't risk getting a not straightforward mail, or you don't get rejected, or you don't get banned, or you don't get a mail telling you to do your account statement for like a year, because when they notice some things, they will say, okay, this person thinks is smart. Oh yeah, show me your account details from, if you are supposed to do, because you're supposed to actually show your account details for 28 days. So if they notice that this money is not looking pure, they can tell you to show your statement account for 3 months. So 3 months before the date that your PO has matured, they want to see the activities that have occurred. So watch that video so that you know the things to avoid, so that you don't get some mails. In that video, I talked about the rate that is used to calculate the amount that you need, because it's not black market rate, it's not CBN rate. In the video, I talked about how to calculate for dependents, because the amount needed for dependents is different from the amount needed for the main applicant. In the video, I showed the rate that is being used by the UK government. It is still relevant. You just need to check the converter, as the Owando website, to check the current rate. In that video, I talked about what to do to avoid the money in your account getting below what is needed, because if you don't know, the amount that you are required to show must not drop even by 1 naira during the 28 days that is supposed to mature. So if you look at the Owando rate today and it's 570, and you put just 570, tomorrow it can be 572. That means the amount for your PF has dropped. In that video, I showed you how to calculate the amount that will buffer it for any issue. So please watch that video to the end. And it will also show you how to calculate for your dependent, and so much that you need to know, because you need your PF to be on point for you to get a successful visa application, and that is the truth. So please check that video. I will leave the link to the video in the description box or in the comment section. After that, the next step is to apply for the visa. Now we have 3 different types of visa application. There's the normal visa application, the standard visa application, which will take about 15 days for you to receive a decision. Now we have the priority visa, which will take about 5 days, and the super priority visa, which will take about 1 day, that's 24 hours. Now, when paying for the super priority and the priority, you are still going to pay for the standard, so it's an extra charge on top of the standard visa fee. Now, right now it's about 300 and something pounds, but they changed those things in April, and this is April, so anything can happen before the end of April or May. While filling this form, the visa application form, you have to be very, very careful not to make mistakes. In my Telegram group right now, I've already posted a video tutorial of how to apply for the visa as a main applicant and as someone that has dependent. If you enter the group and you are looking for the video, just check the pinned messages. So watch it and follow the instruction. If you like, don't watch it. Someone in the other group, my January group, did not watch it and it made a wrong submission or something, and was asking how to solve it. I did not know what to do. Then someone else who watched it was like, avoided doing that, because in the video that I posted, they didn't say that and had no issue and they've collected their visa. Currently, I don't do any visa application service, so your best bet is to watch the video, or you can pay an agent, and you have to be very careful with those agents that do visa application. If you don't know what they are doing, you might end up getting a ban or rejection. So that is why I put up that video that has been very helpful to a lot of people. So Please check the Telegram group for that video. Things to note before applying for your visa. 1, your POF must mature before you go and apply for your visa. A lot of people will just go jump and do things. Now, some people get away with it, but if your application is in front of an immigration officer or visa officer that is proactive and eye is shining like torchlight and looking for everything like Inspector Gadget, the person will catch you, and once they catch you, now rejection straight. Okay, so don't think your head is strong. Some people I know have done it and then they got their visa, whatever. They paid for their visa, IHS and everything, and applied before their POF was matured. I don't know how they do it, but I know that if you go and upload POF that is not matured and you jam visa officer that is very careful when evaluating things, you might end up in a lot of problems. There's no need doing all the process for application and everything, and then when it gets to the last thing, you hurry up then have an unsuccessful application. So please don't be in a hurry. Let your POF mature before you go and pay for IHS or visa fee, and before you submit your visa application. Now, before you submit your application, you need to pay for your IHS, and that's the health surcharge fees and also the visa fee. If you don't pay for the IHS, you can't even proceed forward to pay for the visa. And the IHS is calculated based on your length of study. I will leave the link to the calculator on the UK website. Please calculate it. You have your course study length on your admission letter, so you should be able to calculate. The price for 1 year course is different from that for 15 months, it's different from that for 16 months, it's different from that for 18 months, it's different from that for 24 months. So please check it and know how much you will pay. Now, if you are in Nigeria, you cannot pay using Form A, you cannot pay with CBN rate. You need to go and buy dollar or pound. So that means you need a dollar account or you need a pound account. Now, if you have somebody in the UK that you can pay to help you pay for it, no problem, because you cannot use a Naira card. You have to get a dollar or pound card. So if you don't have now, go and get. It takes about 1 month to 2 months for them to give you card. Before, it used to take like 1 week or 2 weeks, but apparently a lot of things have changed. So I would advise, if you have not even started the visa application process, or you don't intend to give anybody money to help you pay, go and open a domiciliary account, either dollar or pound, anyone you see in your bank. Now, for me, I would recommend GT. I've noticed that GT offers very good dollar domiciliary account. I don't know about pound, I only know about dollar. I think UBA is for pound, I'm not sure. So personally, from my own experience and from what I've heard, GTB is like the best for the dollar domiciliary account and whatever. I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but whatever, that's what I know. So try and get that, because that's what you're going to use to pay. You cannot pay with Naira card, as you all know. And if you don't have anybody that is offering, or if you don't know anybody that is offering that service of helping you to pay, you send the Naira to their account, then they would pay with their pound account. Then you might have to go and look for a dollar account or pound account in one of the banks. There are only 3 places in Nigeria that you can apply for visa. So we have the Ikeja, we have Abuja, and we have VI. That's Victoria Island. Now, the Victoria Island, to use it, you have to pay a fee apart from the visa fee. So please check the website and know more. Last time it was about £66 or something just to use the place before you pay for visa, whatever. I don't know about that one, but that is what you might need to consider if you want to go to VIA. Who is faster in responding? I don't know. It depends on when you apply. If you apply early, all of them are the same thing. If you apply late, everybody has different time. So let me not say one place would attend to you faster. the best thing is to apply early. There are some other services that you can get from the visa centers. Now I know that there is a premium lounge, so you will pay for that if you indicated while applying. Like, you want to go to the premium lounge, you get there and then they will take you to a separate place so that you can be bougie. And I started to like a bougie person, but you have to pay. I think it was 40-something thousand to use that premium lounge. But if you don't like stress, you don't like being around plenty people, you might want to consider that. You might also want to consider having your passport or your documents sent to you through DHL. You can pay for that. Please note they don't accept cash at the centers, so you have to go with your Naira card. Make sure you go with more than one in case the POS decides to disappoint you or the bank network decides to disappoint you. So go with more than one if you want to use any of the services there. There's also the service of them uploading the documents for you, so you can upload your documents while applying in the comfort of your home or office. But some people want they don't want stress. They don't want to go and upload the wrong thing, so they would go there with their documents, physical documents, and also soft copy and everything, so that they can upload it for them. So they scan it and upload. Previously, when I applied for visa, we used to upload it ourselves. You have to take all your documents there and they will upload it. But now, because of the whole pandemic and everything and controlling things, they say you can upload it while applying. Also, there's something that I know is another perk when you get to the visa centers. Now I know for Ikeja and Abuja, they offer free UK SIM card. So please, when you get there, please remind the staff, ask for it, ask for where you can get it, and get your free UK SIM card. And to help you when you arrive in the UK, so that you can put it inside your phone, get credit from one of the stores, and start calling whoever you want to call. Especially if you want to call cabs or whatever, it will help you a lot. Just saying. If you don't have to get it, in fact, I heard that it's one of the centers they will even give you until you ask. I think Abuja will give you without asking, but Ikeja of here, you have to ask. So if you don't ask, if you ask, they'll give you. Another thing, when filling your form, when filling your visa application form, and you'll be asked where do you want to pick up your BRP. They're still giving physical BRP for now, so you'll be asked where you want to pick up your BRP. That's your biometric resident permit. So if you are planning to arrive in the UK like 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks earlier than when your course is starting, I would suggest imputing the postcode of a post office that is close to your school or near the city center or near where you want to stay, if you know where you are going to stay, so that you can pick up the BRP from there. Because if you put your school's postcode and you know you're arriving like 4 weeks or 3 weeks before your course starts, you might not be able to get your BRP, because most times they'll be on holiday. You probably will start coming back to school like maybe a week or some days before the course start date. So if you plan to apply for NIN, start working and everything, I would advise that you look at getting the postcode of a post office close to your school or city center. Just Google it, post office close to blah 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 school, or post office at Sheffield city center, blah blah blah. You will see everything and you will see the postcode. Also, please try to arrive early, because I think you are going to be able to book for a certain time. So you have, especially if you are in Lagos, early. Sure, you know the traffic early. So unless you've already opted for another service that they have that is called flexi appointment time, you are going to pay for that. Nothing is free. You will pay for that. With the flexi appointment time, you can arrive anytime, but note that you cannot arrive midnight or 4. I would advise, if you are doing the flexi, you still arrive early, like before 12, because I've seen someone that said she paid for flexi appointment, and when she appeared around 1 or 2, they said they've closed, that she should rebook for another place. And I'm like, boy, it was flexi. So please, if you are doing flexi, it means that you don't have to be there like 7 o'clock and be waiting at the gate. You can arrive maybe at 9, 10, and you probably will enter. There's also something called walk-in. So it's another service. For walk-in, it's like you have a biometric date of 10, but you want to apply maybe 6th. Now you can go there early, and if the space for walk-in, because they have restricted amount of spaces that they will accept for walk-in. So don't think it's automatic, and you pay for it. You also pay for it when you get there. So if you want to do that, you can do that. You pay for the services, but note, you might get disappointed because sometimes they'll tell you it's only 20 spaces and it has been occupied. Some people will sleep there just so that they can do the walk-in. Note that. And at one point, I think last year, they said walk-in was restricted to only those that have dependent. So if the dependent had a earlier date than the main applicant, the main applicant can do a walk-in, and if the main applicant has a different date for their biometric appointment, and the dependent has a later date, the dependent can also do walk-in. But if you are single pringle, they'll tell you no walk-in. If you're doing self-service and you're scanning your document, make sure it is clear. Don't go and scan document that they tell you we cannot see it. Please, though, because some people, when I even ask them for documents to apply, I just see all kinds of scanning, and I'm like, are you people sure you want to get admission? Make sure that your documents are clear. Look at it. Can I see? Now you give somebody else. Can you see what this is? So that you know that, okay, there'll be no mistake. For POF, like I said, make sure that everything is on point. It has matured. If you're unsure of the time period that is 28 days, make sure that just make it 30 days. For me personally, I advise that you do 30 days. The statement of account of 30 days. 28 days, you might mess up with it. So 30 days is safe. And then remember that in the other video, you know that you have to use the POF within 31 days of printing. Then after you've done all the application, after you paid and you've done your biometric, you would wait. They'll send you a mail, and you know how to track your visa applications. You know when it's moving from the center to the other center to everything, and when it's coming back, and when you're supposed to get it. Now, usually you will get a mail when it has arrived at the center where you did your biometric, after the whole review and everything has been done. Now, that mail does not mean that you got your visa or it's a positive response. The only time you can know, oh, it's a positive response, is if you get a BRP mail with it. Be like, oh, okay, let me just go and collect my passport with my visa. But if you don't get the BRP mail, be praying, because some people have gotten positive response and did not get the BRP mail at that point. They got it maybe like a week or some days after. So it's not a guarantee that if you don't get the BRP mail, it's a negative response. But just to let you know, your prayer will still continue till you open it and see your visa. So I know this video is long, but I wanted to be as detailed as possible because I've had some people ask me some questions. So hopefully it helps a lot of people, because at this point you have to be very, very careful not to make any mistake, because any mistake can result in rejection or a ban. So hopefully this video would have taken care of a lot of your questions and will help you with a successful visa application. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
I'm